morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the day of the video. Darren, how's it going today? Today I'm going to keep this video a little bit short and snappy because I've got lots of opportunity to vlog for you today because we have an exciting day planned ahead of us. I am currently heading on into work half an hour earlier than I normally would be because I'm having a longer lunch today. I'm having an hour-long lunch. Well, I say that, I'm going to work through half an hour. I'm going to have lunch at normal time and walk through it. Oh, hello. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. This big 4x4 covered you. Didn't see you there. I'm going to be having lunch at normal time, but like I'll work through my lunch so I can sit and have my sandwiches and whatnot at work, and then I'm going to be jumping in my car and heading on out because me and Laura are going house hunting today. We're going to go look at 2 different flats, both of which look look quite good. The first one is really close to town, like really close to the town centre, like throw-in distance. You can throw a stone and hit like House of Fraser and Cabot Circus and stuff. One's so close that we're closer than I currently am, and I'm quite close. I'm like 10-15 minute walk away, so even closer than that. And the other one is in a really nice, like, quiet area outside of the town centre. It's about half an hour. I think it's more of like a 20-minute bus, I think, as opposed to a 20-minute walk. But that's a lot cheaper per month than the other one that we're going to look at. So we are excited. Yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing today. So at 1 o'clock I'm leaving work for an hour. That's going to be my hour lunch, and I'm going to blast down the motorway to town to meet Laura at the viewing, which is at 1:30. So I'm excited, like I say. We also have a viewing after work, so doing a lot of driving today, which is why I can talk to you a lot. Oh god, I've got hiccups. Meeting after work as well, but that's at like 5:45, so we shouldn't have any time issues there because I go back at 5. What I'll do is I'll get in, drop off my stuff basically, and oh grief, it's going to be a bit tight to get through here. There's a big van thing. Oh, there's fucking loads of room, Joey, you big girl. Yeah, there's going to be one at 5:45. I get back at 5. We'll head off straight away because traffic around the city centre, I don't know what it's like at that time, and then we'll just kill time. We like the look of both of these flats. The one in the evening is one that we've set our hearts on. It's the cheapest of the 2, but you have to consider that we'll need a bus pass for Laura to get into work and stuff. Go. So God, the roads are dead. There's no one here. There's no one around. But yeah, so there's stuff like that. So basically, I'll be able to talk to you on the way and shit. So otherwise, though, what's going on? Last night we obviously went shopping and stuff. We actually got some really good deals at shopping, like some good ping pong, which I don't normally manage to get. So we've actually got some good stuff. And we came home and watched things like Dragon's Den and stuff. Dragon's Den is our like Monday night thing. What do we watch Tuesday night? Is Tuesday night Bake Off night? I don't know. I can't remember. I think there is something we watch on a Tuesday night, but I don't know what it is. Can't remember. So no problem. Yeah, so we're doing that basically. It's gonna be nice, fun. That is way too small. But no problem, mate. Don't bother saying thank you. But yeah, otherwise though, at work today, I don't particularly know what we're doing. We're kind of like in a weird limbo again. I think we've got planning sessions planned out for like Wednesday and Thursday, but also we're moving office on Friday, well, over the weekend. So I don't know what's really going on at work. I'm taking as much of an advantage as possible to write some of my own code, to be honest with you. But yeah, that's going to be my day. Here at the first house viewing, and before I left work I got a phone call saying like, could you rearrange to this time? And I'm like, well, not particularly, because he wanted to rearrange to 2 o'clock, and I said like I can do about 1:30 because that's the time I need to get there, basically, because I need to get back by 2. And he's like, okay, I'm going to try and reorganise another viewing after you. So he goes off and rings someone else apparently. Then I'm on the motorway and I'm expecting him to call me, which is why I got this in. And he rings me and says, I've just tried to get the keys from the tenant, and he says he doesn't want to sell it anymore. He doesn't want to put it up to rent anymore. So it's not on the market, I'm afraid. No. Happy birthday, eh? Here's me, you've driven all this way down here. I've come here now because Laura's on her way here as well. She's walking down here. And nothing to... We're not even going to look at anything. So, don't know what we're going to do. I'm not going back now till 2 because I went in early for a long lunch. So I'm going to have my long lunch, basically. And, yeah, I'm just kind of disappointed we didn't get to see it. One of these in here. In this building here. This nice looking thing. So, it's mildly annoying. But that's life, innit? What can you do? Don't know where Laura is. She's late. Yeah, she's not late. I'm 10. It starts at... We were supposed to be here in 1/2 and I got here at 20 past. It's actually quite quick to get here, to be fair. But yeah, I don't know what we're going to do now, so...
Because obviously when you're here, it's a bit different.
Yeah. Sorry. Really weird window. I can't believe this, how low they are.
But the good thing is about how they let a lot of lights in.
Yeah. Home, and it's the evening time. Let's summarise before we go over the house. I'm not sure. In fact, I'm going to turn this oven back on, babe. We'll see tomorrow whether it's broken again or not, I guess. It took about an hour and a half for it to get to temperature, and it didn't get to temperature. It stayed about 100 degrees out, wasn't it? It thought it was about 100 and something. 125 and we wanted 200. It was really weird, but also the fuse went while we were cooking. So we don't know whether that tripped the thermostat or something into thinking it was a different temperature than it was. But anyway, I was just going to go take her makeup off. We should do. So otherwise, though, we came home, made some pizza and the chips and stuff. Right. That house that you saw, that flat there, we liked that flat. That was the dream flat that we saw, the dream flat, that we saw on the internet ages ago, and we really wanted to see, and we organised it for tonight. As you can see, it was a 2-bed, and it was nice. It was nice and roomy, it was nice and airy. It was a very nice little flat, to be honest with you, and it's one of the cheapest that we've seen. Recently, anyway, we saw one that was cheaper a while ago. I think it was cheaper a while ago. Or it was the same price, one of the two. One of the cheapest that we've seen, and it was really, really nice and whatnot. The estate agent seemed nice as well. It's all affordable. We can move in September, which is ideal. And all that kind of stuff. It's great. It's ideal. Like, essentially, the estate agent said, I'm just going to go off and ring the landlord and tell him about you, about yourselves, and to be honest with you, you're the most, trustworthy people we've had to look around this place so far. So we think we might get it, that place. We think that the estate agent is probably going to ring us back and say, tomorrow, and say, oh, yeah, you can have it. It's all yours. We need you to give us an agency fee, etc, etc, etc. So, sounds good, right? But the reason he thinks we're really cool and he really likes us is that we kind of stretched the truth a bit. And as soon as we left, we felt immediately bad, like it was a really stupid idea. Because obviously, when I was looking for this place, when I was first looking for this place, they didn't want. When I found my old dream flat here, it was really hard to find a this kind of place because no one wanted students. They wanted young professionals or whatever. So we kind of went there, and then he said oh, so what are your jobs? And I was like, software engineer, and Laura said legal secretary. Starting to see the flaw in this. I was like, oh, salaries, mine and Laura's potentially. If she gets one of the jobs she's going after. What were the other questions? That was it really, wasn't it? That kind of thing, and then whatever. And then he said towards the end he was like, okay, so well if we go through with it going forward, and they normally give you all this extra information if they actually like you, is we'll need a employer's reference and a landlord's reference from your last place. Bear in mind we'll have 2 different landlord's references because my name's on this place, Laura's name was on another place. I guess that's what they mean by landlord reference as well. It's not going to be I guess, oh well, if they haven't wrecked the place, but also they pay on time, so it would be your place, not mine. But yeah, etc. So, what's the problem there then? Two things. Laura doesn't have a job yet, and I am quitting being a software engineer in 2 weeks. So, but we said that because we knew that if we'd have said student and unemployed, no, you know what I mean? So, if we get it tomorrow, we've basically got to say, like, look, give us until the end of the week, or whenever. Like, we're going to try and stall him, essentially, for as much time as possible. Give us to the end of the week, and we should know about, like, we should be able to get the documents that you need. I'm going to talk to work and be like, look, if I ask for an employee reference, what will it say on it, essentially? But yeah, it's like, we know we're good for it, but we don't, yeah, we're trying to win on a character point, essentially, because we're good, honest people.
I wonder if they accept a guarantor thing or not.
Potentially, yeah.
Because our parents know we're good for it.
Yeah. My dad had a guarantor. I think he guarantored for this place, actually. He did, yeah. Yeah, it's just a guarantor here. That might be a good shout as well. But yeah, so I'll be getting a phone call tomorrow, basically. And I think it's pretty likely that he's gonna say, look, do you want it? And I'm gonna say, can we delay until the end of the week? Because of this. We're waiting for this. And then, I don't know. And then we're assuming he's keeping it on the market. We don't think he's going to organise any viewings until Saturday, because when we asked for a viewing tonight, he said, like, oh, do you want Tuesday or Saturday? So we think we might be clear for other people viewing it. It just depends if the landlord wants to take one of the others that have already seen it. So over the past, like, day, or past today, I'm assuming quite a few people have gone and seen it. I've got hiccups. So, yeah, that's that, really. I think we want it, don't we? But
yeah, but it's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world if we don't get it. It's a case of, like, if we'd have told the truth about what we'd done, well, what we are, we wouldn't get in. Well, we've essentially put our foot in the door, and then we're just going to kind of, like, pull it out ever so slightly and just be like, oh, it's a different foot. Is that foot? Do you like that foot? And they'll be like, yay or nay. But if we'd have started with that foot in the first place, we'd never have got it. So we kind of, like, I went a bit on it like a Debbie Downer, because I felt like I didn't want to, like I'd messed up in lying about what we were, because I'm such a crap liar that I just do it without thinking about it. I'm just like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? I don't consider the consequences of telling the lie.
We hadn't really talked it through.
Yeah, so we kind of got there, and then we was like, oh shit. As soon as he said, like, he needed all these references, like, oh, like, even mine's sketchy. Even my reference is a sketchy one, but so. That's the fun there. A guarantor is probably the way it'll have to go, though. That's probably better than trying to offer several months' rent in advance. But yeah, so I guess that's that, really. So we're going to have a phone call tomorrow, depending on, to give us information about, and I'm going to be at work, I'm going to go into a meeting room, and I'm going to be like, look, this is what's going down, do you still like us? Or he could go, no, you weren't good enough, essentially, and then we'll be like, thank God for that, because we'd like, oh, if we weren't good enough on what we told you, we're never going to be good enough. So, but yeah, I think we're kind of lucky in the sense that we're applying for things in the price range that basically what we said we were they wouldn't go for that price range, you know what I mean? So I think they're like, oh, these two are super reliable compared to the other people that come, who would be more like have that kind of salary to afford that kind of place. But yeah, that's that though, ladies and gentlemen. So essentially, we're just going to wing it tomorrow. Wing it on the phone and be like, look, here's what's going down. You either like it or you don't like it. And yeah, I'm going to talk to my manager at work and stuff and figure out what we can do to remedy the situation. But yeah, otherwise, I didn't tell you about work today either. Work was boring. It was weird coming back in the afternoon because it was really hard to get back into doing stuff. I was going through trying to find bugs in the new quote system. I thought I found one, but then it was just a mismatch of information I was using like the wrong database or something to pull out the information from, and I'm stepping through it all. Seems relatively decent. We're trying to get my head around Git. It's really annoying. It's what I've discovered of it so far. It's such a pain in the neck because there's like 1,000,001 different repositories and you don't know whether you've pushed or pulled into the right one, and I don't know. I think I'm a SVN / singular centralized version control as opposed to this whole fandangled stuff that the world currently uses. I think I like the idea of having one solid source of truth. I don't like the idea of there being several. So that's the logic I use in order to make it sound like I know what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's been today. We'll find out how it went. All we know is we like it. We'll find out how it goes tomorrow. Failing that, we'll be looking on Rightmove and stuff to find other ones. And this time when we go, we'll deliberately not lie. Because it just puts us in an awkward position from that point onwards. But yeah, so that's all for today's video, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you later.